Oh, he's the shove-it man, oh, he's the shove-it man. He's gonna shove it, yeah, he's gonna shove it, man.
Don't be a hoe, it's time for the NWA TNA show. This is episode 53 and 54 of NWA TNA. Yeah, I've really covered that many, believe it or not. It's like a punch to the gut. As with most things in early TNA, we start in a car park where a wild slapnuts appears.
Double J, Jeff Jarrett.
He threatens Joey Legend and Vince Russo, says he's going to hit them with a bat tonight. We start with a tag title match. The challengers will be Swinger and Diamond, managed by the gifted Glenn Gilberti. How is he gifted? Not sure what these two guys have done to earn a title shot. I don't even remember seeing Simon Diamond in TNA before this. I feel like I've missed an episode, but I haven't. The champions are AMW, just coming back after that awesome cage match with Triple X. Gilberti is on commentary, so I've got that to look forward to. Harris is doing pretty well until he's hit with a diamond superkick. The Lou Thesz press turns it around for a second, but he can't tag the cowboy in. He's isolated and hit with a backdrop. TNA is now moaning on commentary that Shocker and Abismo Negro were supposed to be here tonight, but they've screwed over TNA and not turned up. The Simon series now from the Diamond Man. That doesn't hurt him too much and he tags Storm. But the ref has missed it, so it doesn't count. He eventually gets Storm in for real. He skins the cat to dodge Swinger and then he immediately throws himself out of the ring. He's flying everywhere. Now there's a diving crossbody for a 2 count. James Storm nails the super kick, which is just a 2. He's a hawk on fire and he hits a double DDT now. Harris back in and they nail a double T move. The ref refuses to count. Harris turns around into a jawbreaker and the Swinger Stinger. He's been useless in this match. Luckily Storm's on form tonight and he does a Frankensteiner on Diamond. That's just another 2. Another super kick on Swinger. AMW try the death sentence. They can't manage it though as gifted Glenn Gilberti shoves Harris off the top rope. Storm has Diamond rolled up, but he's shoved off into a Gilberti chair shot. Swinger and Diamond do a double flatliner, but as established, Storm is on fire in this match and he kicks out. They try another double team, but now Harris is back. He hits a spear on Swinger for the 3. Such a strange match. Harris was literally useless the entire match, and then he hits a spear and he wins it. Not a very exciting tag title defense. Gilberti looks like he's on coke here. We get a really weird hype package now. It's Christopher Daniels. He says he's going to lead people into the light. He is the fallen angel and he will save your soul. Such a weird character change for literally no reason. Then he gorms into the camera. We come back from that to Legend in the ring. He's here to do a Vince Russo impression. He has a thick Canadian accent, so it sounds weird with him trying to do a New York accent. The Slapnuts music hits, but it's just Vince Russo dressed as Slapnuts from the mid-90s. He says, listen up Slapnuts. Why is Russo dressed as Jarrett but Legend isn't really dressed as Russo? The real Vince Russo says that Jarrett's pants are so tight that he's about to dump in them. He says Russo made Jarrett's career. Together they will take TNA to the top. Then he asks to kiss Legend's ass. Luckily we don't get to see Legend's ass because the real Slapnuts jumps them. Jarrett dives on Legend but he's caught and given a backbreaker and then splashed. You know, what was the idea if the real Jarrett hadn't run out? Was Russo literally going to kiss Legend's ass? What am I even talking about here? At this rate, the Hawk's going to have to start writing erotic love novels.
One fine day, a young man called Vincent Russo realized that he was in love. His love interest was Joseph E. Legend. The E apparently stood for enormous. Vincent decided to make a move on Joseph. Joseph had a Jeff Jarrett fetish, so Vincent decided to play dress up for him.
Anyway, they fight in the crowd where Jarrett is at home because he gets to use chair shots. I feel like I get deja vu every time I see this. Last time these two had a fight in the crowd for 10 minutes, and now they're doing it again. And neither confrontation was an actual match. Jarrett eventually throws Legend off a ledge, hence the name Legend. It doesn't hurt him much and they keep fighting out by the old SEX locker room. Legend kicks Jarrett's head into a fence. It's been 5 minutes and it doesn't look like stopping anytime soon. Legend wants to powerbomb Slapnuts through 2 chairs, but our brave hero fights it off and back body drops him across the chairs. Can't believe it wasn't the stroke that he did. Now he hits the stroke onto the chair. There it is. Jarrett tapes Legend to the ropes. I really hate it when they do this in wrestling. Surely a big 6'5" wrestler would be strong enough to snap through the tape. I unintentionally break things in my house all the time, so how am I supposed to believe this? Russo tries to make the save for Legend, but Jarrett hits Russo with the bat time and time again, whilst Russo screams and dumps in his nappy. Jarrett has the figure 4 on, but he's distracted, and Legend hits him with his own guitar. Joey Legend hits some wacky cutter move to 0 reaction. This is still going. They keep hitting Slapnuts with the belt. Enough! I don't care about any of these people. Randomly, the security geeks turn up. What, were they all asleep or something? Why did it take them 10 minutes to come out? Jarrett is so hurt that his dad checks on him. In the back, Scott Hudson is with Chris Sabin. Hudson keeps calling him Kazarian. It sounds so stupid. Sabin says he's the real future because he's the champion and he's not a loser. Chris Sabin does not want to give Kazarian a title shot. He walks off screaming goodbye. Now it's a hype package for Elix Skipper screaming it's my house. No offense to Skipper, but claiming he built TNA is a bit of a stretch. He's had a few decent tag matches, but they could have done without him, let's be realistic. Skipper walks out looking like the biggest dork of all time. He'll be on commentary for the next match. The match is a 6-way elimination match. Kid Romeo is back for his monthly appearance. Also in this match is Matt Sydal, who's only 20 years old here. Altar Boy Luke, who has a vicar gimmick. Delirious from ROH fame, and the man with the monobrow Matt Striker. And finally, Frankie the future Kazarian. They couldn't telegraph it anymore that Kaz is going to win this one. The man with the monobrow starts with Delirious. They chain wrestle for a while. It ends with a Striker spinebuster, which I doubt is the most impressive spinebuster we're going to see in this video. I might be wrong though. Delirious is being wacky. Kaz is now in and he gets a 2 on a cradle. Skipper randomly gets angry and leaves the commentary desk. Delirious with a big missile dropkick and Altar Boy Luke now. Matt Sydal also crushes Altar Boy Luke with a crossbody. Romeo makes a blind tag, comes in with a shoulder block. Sydal drop toe holds him and stands on his back and then does a standing moonsault. Not seen it done like that before. Romeo comes back at him with a head scissors. Then Kid Romeo with a lovely alley-oop. Always enjoy Kid Romeo when he shows up in TNA. Kaz gets back in with a 2 on a slingshot leg drop. Sydal manages to tag out and the half man, half monobrow is back in. He front suplexes Kaz on the ropes and Sydal drop kicks him away. Now everybody does the standard let's dive to the outside of the ring spot. Sydal with the most impressive one, a moonsault to the outside. Beautiful move now. Sydal tries a kick which is caught and he's thrown backwards, but somehow he kicks monobrow with the free leg. Matt Sydal misses his next dropkick on the monobrow and he's slingshotted into Kid Romeo's last kiss. Altar Boy Luke comes in, he hits a half Nelson into a powerbomb. Then he falls over as he goes through the ropes. He hits a moonsault but it's just a 2. Romeo retaliates with a bulldog for a 2. Pretty cool triple move now. Kaz is sunset flipped and at the same time Altar Boy Luke is Germaned. Delirious tries to get rolling now. He's unfortunately hit with a pump kick. Kaz finishes him off with the Back to the Future. Striker rushes the ring but he can't connect with the Lion Salt. Now it all gets a bit botchy with Romeo and Monobrow in. They eventually end up on the top rope where Romeo hits a top rope last kiss. That eliminates Monobrow Man. We go to an advert break and we miss some eliminations. When we come back, the final 2 trade reversals for a bit. Kaz hits the Wave of the Future for the 3. Really fun match. Can't believe they didn't sign Matt Sydal and Romeo based on this match. Chris Sabin stops the celebrations of Kaz. Sabin admits that he's a worthy contender and he will give him a title shot. But unfortunately for Kaz, it's going to be right now. What the hell, like a complete dick, the referee rings the bell to start the match. Kaz now has injured ribs and Sabin won't stop attacking him. Sabin suplexes him across the guardrail and gives him a double axe. He puts Kaz back in the ring, who fights back and hits a release overhead suplex. Now Kaz with a spinning facebuster. He can't follow that up because his diving crossbody is countered by a Sabin knee. Sabin tries to dive with a sunset flip, which Kaz reverses into a 2 count. Sabin is determined to dive, but it keeps getting countered. Instead, Sabin buckle bombs Kaz, and it actually looked nice. I find that a lot of buckle bombs don't really look that impressive. Chris Sabin nails the Future Shock to retain the title. Just a short match to establish Sabin as a dick. In the back they're waiting for an ambulance for Slapnuts. Poor service from the emergency services in the US apparently. Legend and Russo attack Slappy again. Do we really need more time given to this storyline? Now for some reason Lollipop is in the ring. She's calling out the bitch slap girls. She wants to give the crowd what they wanted. Nurse Veronica makes her way out looking like a boss. Why is Veronica a nurse? Once again the cage dancers brawl with the nurse but Geeks stop them. Why are they giving the cage dancers characters? Mike Tenay interviews Father James Mitchell. He says he's hanging out with Shane Douglas because the 2 of them have made an alliance to take out Raven. Mitchell hates Raven because he's too much of a whiner. He says Raven hasn't really got anything to complain about in life and Mitchell's had a much harder life. He calls Raven a drug addict. He calls Raven's whole act a joke. Mitchell is going to show him what pain, suffering and loss really is. Julio and Mickey in the ring now calling out Shane Douglas. Julio complains that both Raven and CM Punk have been set on fire in recent weeks. He says he's going to wipe his ass on Shane Douglas' teeth. Here comes Shane Douglas. This guy sure didn't age well, did he? Just 4 years before this, he looked like $1 million in ECW. Now look at him. Julio suplexes him and keeps using a t-shirt to choke him. Julio with a back heel trip now, which is just a 2. Douglas hasn't managed a single punch yet. Massive full Nelson slam from Julio now. Douglas bails to the ring, but that doesn't help him either as Julio crashes on him. On the outside, Mickey slaps Douglas. He looks really offended. Douglas is distracted by Mickey and this enables Julio to hit a dive from the steps. Pretty pointless, couldn't he just do that from the apron? Douglas finally does something now as he delivers a TKO on the steps. Shane Douglas looks like he swallowed Chris Candido whole. Julio with a twisting elbow drop now, and there's a super kick too. Douglas comes back in with a couple of atomic drops, but then he turns around into a Mickey James diving DDT. That gets Julio another 2. The Gathering crash into each other, and when Julio turns around, there's the belly to belly. That's the 3. What a nonsense match.
NWA Impact brings you the Smack of the Week, sponsored by all new Blonde for Men. If you're a brown-haired Potter, put some blonde in it. It makes you look hotter.
It's Shane Douglas, man. The ex-ECW World Champion's getting taken to his limits by Julio De Niro. Who is right? This dreadlock guy's treated him like shite. Oh, the Gathering crushed together, and when Julio turned around, oh, there's the belly to belly. It's a one-hit KO. It makes you go say, oh.
That was the NWA TNA Smack of the Week, sponsored by Blonde Just for Men. Get it? Got it? Shove it.
James Mitchell comes out and he wants to shoot another fireball at De Niro. Instead, they set fire to Mickey's greasy hair. Jesus, I felt that one. In the car park, Jarrett is thrown off his stretcher. Wrestlers then rush to his aid. Things continue to go badly because one of the Harris twins is having a match. He will face the Sharkboy, who outsmarted them all last week. He doesn't have his best friend in the world, New Jack, with him though. The Harris brother bullies the Shark around the ring. It's really boring offense. Sharkboy with some drop kicks, but his crossbody is caught. The Harris boy can't slam him and Sharkboy rolls him up for a 2. The other Harris brother cheats on the outside. That leads to Sharkboy getting thrown into the ring apron. The Harris brother is really more interested in trying to remove Sharkboy's mask. The Shark tries to fight back again, but it doesn't work and we see a big slam. The Harris boy is still trying to unmask him. What is it, glued on or something? Sharkboy has some familiar Shark-like offense now. The other Harris boy is on the ring apron and the Shark dives at him. Unfortunately, when the Shark turns around, he's chokeslammed and the Harris boy wins. The Harris boys are bad winners, so they follow up with a double chokeslam on the Shark. They remove the Shark's mask, but he has another mask on underneath. Sharky manages to escape and it's a feel-good moment, I guess. Ugh, not this again. It's the Free Life crew with more Deep South humour that I don't understand. They are doing Fake News Report. These 3 guys seem like they have ADHD. Stuff about the president having diarrhea. Kobe Bryant had sex with Juventud Guerrera. Truth rants about the weather for a while. It isn't funny. Road Dogg says they've been sat around all day trying to find something funny. I guess they didn't succeed in finding anything. Then they end it by saying that at Vengeance, Stephanie McMahon will face Sable, and there's nothing funnier than that apparently. D'Lo Brown is in the back. He's happy that he put Vince Russo in a side headlock earlier. Then he channels his inner Rock and he tells Scott Hudson that it doesn't matter. AJ Styles jumps D'Lo Brown, but that doesn't go well for AJ. Now Kid Cash is carried to the ring by the Abyss. Cash will be having a match against Jerry Lynn, who might as well be fired. He's become more pointless as the weeks have gone on, and it shouldn't be that way, but it is. You'd think we'd get a good match here, but it has the slowest start ever. The crowd are sat in complete silence. The Lynn backbreaker is the first major move in this one. More stupid stuff now, they're running around the ring and Lynn has to keep dodging the Abyss. Cash throws Lynn out of the ring, who's caught and given an Abyss shock treatment backbreaker. Cash still can't beat Lynn in the ring though. For some reason, Kid Cash is using an iron claw. It would help if he actually looked strong or had big hands, but he doesn't. This just seems to wake Jerry Lynn up. He gives Cash a hell of a face buster. Then there's a ref bump because Cash tries a springboard dive and Lynn dodges so he hits the ref. Jerry Lynn connects with the TKO and of course the Abyss uses this as a chance to climb into the ring. The ref is now standing up pretending he can't see anything. Abyss doesn't actually do anything though and Jerry Lynn DDTs him. Cash now sends Abyss to the top rope for some reason, so Lynn simply runs at him and hits a Frankensteiner. Jerry Lynn is now setting up for a pile driver, but he can't hit it because Road Rasher is here, and he hits Lynn with the cane, and that's the 3. Now we are told we will be looking at Sonny Don't Look at My Ass Siaki. I don't know what the point is in all these random packages. All he says is I'm going to put my ace in your face. Mike Tenay is in the ring. He announces that the Sandman is now officially a hardcore legend due to winning the Hard 10 tournament. Sandman wakes his way out looking like a piece of trash. Tenay asks him how it feels to win the competition. Sandman says he's hurt and pours beer into the cup. He wants the fans to drink with him, but he spills half of it trying to leave the ring. His celebrations are interrupted by an obese bald man in a suit who smashes him about. And now Don Callis is here with him. The big man is introduced as Edward Chastain. Never heard of him. Callis says there'll be no more hardcore matches in TNA. Oh great, another ECW gimmick. Callis puts rubber gloves on just so he can throw the Sandman's cup in the trash. Up next, Steve Borden rants about his hatred of internet wrestling fans. He says you watch it so you must love it, so stop talking negatively about it or I'll smack you one. Scott Hudson now with Trinity, who's looking incredible. She calls him Scotty Not Too Hottie. She refuses to explain why she turned heel. Then she explains it anyway and said it's just because she hurt herself every night and is tired of having to try and get the fans' respect. She says Russo has much bigger plans for her than wrestling. I have no idea what she's talking about here. She threatens D'Lo Brown and Moldy Locks. All that's left is the main event. Downtown D'Lo Brown will challenge for the TNA Heavyweight title, which of course belongs to AJ Styles. D'Lo Brown says he's got an equaliser before the match starts. It's Russo in a cage dressed like Jeff Jarrett. It looks so flimsy. D'Lo throws AJ Styles into the box straight away. I wouldn't do that, it might break. Styles struggles to land a move and he gets the shaky head leg drop and a simple shove across the ring. D'Lo with a high ankle back suplex now. Styles bails from the ring but D'Lo can't dive on him. Instead he has to make do of a spear into the crowd barrier. AJ slides under the ring like a slug now but D'Lo still catches him. We come back to the ring with D'Lo hitting a senton for a 2. AJ desperately tries to come back but it's not happening. 3-quarter net breaker from the master of the lowdown now. That seems to wake Styles up, who connects with a hurricanrana and a super kick. AJ Styles throws himself out of the ring. I can't remember what he calls that move. Was it like the Fosbury flop or something? D'Lo counters his next move with the Alabama slam. Really fun match with some nice moves so far. D'Lo starts firing up and he goes to the power game with a spinebuster. Styles is losing so Trinity interferes and it's a wacky corkscrew crossbody. D'Lo Brown still kicks out. Then there's a ref bump from an enziguri kick. D'Lo hits the powerbomb on the lowdown but no ref. Sonny Siaki rushes the ring and hits D'Lo with a steel cane and the Siakalypse. AJ Styles finishes D'Lo Brown off with the frog splash. Damn, that was going along nicely until that finish. They put D'Lo in the chicken coop just so Russo can then hit it with a bat. The coop is tipped over and falling apart. Ah well, that's one showdown, not great. Show 2 once again starts with Slapnuts and Legend brawling. That's 3 times now. I wonder how long this one's going to go on for. Well, security actually do their job for a change, but they aren't doing their job well. Both guys still manage to get at each other like a couple of pit bulls. Here is D'Lo Brown again. He's here to cut a promo. In 7 days, D'Lo will get a rematch with Styles in a 2 out of 3 falls match. First, D'Lo has some problems he'll need to take care of. He's going to deal with Sonny Siaki tonight, and if D'Lo can win it, he gets 5 minutes with Vince Russo. And that match is now because Siaki and Trinity come out. D'Lo refuses to wait and he dives out of the ring onto Siaki. Back in the ring with the senton, Trinity gets involved and she kicks D'Lo off the top rope. That allows Siaki to hit a big net breaker. Siaki with a big impressive suplex now. Another suplex follows for a 2 count. We get a double down after the 3-quarter net breaker from D'Lo. When they get up, it's only going one way. D'Lo hits the spinning heel kick and the Fez press. The spinebuster gets him another 2. Trinity once again gets involved. For some reason the referee gives her a count on the top rope. She dives with a crossbody but misses and hits Siaki instead. And that's how it ends. Not as good as I'd hoped for. Ugh, not again. Road Rasher is apparently facing Jerry Lynn. This time it's a last man standing match. None of their matches are good. Why do they keep fighting? That fighting will happen now. Lynn stacks Rasher on his nutsack and hits a springboard dropkick. A leg drop follows. These 2 guys are like the ECW guys that nobody really cared about. They were only really pushed because all the actual stars had left the company at that point. And that's coming from someone who knows Lynn's great in the ring. Jerry Lynn charges off the ring apron and he catapults Credible into the ring pole. Both guys are almost dead already and it's been 5 minutes. Mike Tenay complains that we haven't had any pinfalls or submissions in this last man standing match. Somebody smacked Tenay one. After a Lynn superplex, the big move of the match happens. It's Lynn hitting a top rope hurricanrana for a table on the outside. Jerry Lynn then pins him, but it's just a 2. I thought it was a last man standing match. I'm so confused. Credible counters the piledriver now and superkicks Lynn, and it sure didn't make him grin. That's incredible from Just Incredible. That's the 3 count. Oh, I see what they're doing. It's a last man standing match where you have 10 seconds to get up after being pinned. Jerry Lynn does make it back up, so the match continues. Moments later, Lynn hits his own piledriver for a 3. Credible makes it back up at 8. Oh, wow, that's actually quite nice. Just Incredible tombstones Lynn off the second rope. Gotta admit that's good. Credible gets the 3 count, but then somehow Lynn gets back to his feet at 9. Road Rasher's going to need to kill Jerry Lynn to keep him down. Credible's distracted and he's DDT'd on a piece of table. Now they keep reversing each other's piledrivers attempts, ending with Lynn hitting his. So essentially this match is just a bunch of piledrivers. It gets Lynn the 3, but it doesn't keep Credible down for a 10. Lynn piledrivers him again. Somehow they then both get a 3 count on each other. They must now both get up before 10. And they do. Wait, what? They both get up. Credible is clearly on his feet. Then Lynn shoves him over and Jerry Lynn is declared the winner. I don't get that ending. Someone please explain how Credible lost this one. What a dumb match that was. I'm serious, TNA. Never do this again. It's the Free Live crew in the back doing a hillbilly impression. They're interviewing other hillbillies. They start making fun of this poor lady's teeth. Problem is she doesn't have any. They ask her the meaning of life, and honestly I couldn't understand what she said. Some boys are interviewed which Truth calls the pimp convention. Another guy with the worst sideburns I've ever seen keeps saying, yeah boy. Road Dogg interviews a cow now. It ends when the dog finds a turd on the floor and says he's found the meaning of life. Oh no, Legend and Jarrett are brawling again. That's 4 times now. Luckily it doesn't last too long this time. The X Division title is on the line again now. Once again it's Kaz versus Saban. This one's going to be a lot more even because Kaz hasn't just had a match this time. We get some nice action on the outside of the ring with Saban getting the best of Kaz. Bit of a clunky moment now as Saban tries to put on an abdominal stretch. Kaz gets a couple of roll-ups before his springboard is countered with a dropkick to the back. Kaz manages the Back to the Future which Saban kicks out of. Now he looks for the flux capacitor but is battled off. Then there's a ref bump from a Saban missile dropkick. Saban is the only man standing in the ring after the backbreaker. He grabs the X Division title but he can't hit Kaz with it and it's kicked into his gut. Kaz with the Rave of the Future into the belt, and that, my little friends, is the 3. Kaz thinks he's the new champion, but then another referee rushes out and says the win shouldn't count due to the belt use. Funny how this only ever happens when a face wins. Think of all the times Slapnuts cheated to win. Were they all sleeping for his matches or something? In the back, it's the best friends in the whole world, New Jack and the Sharkboy. Jack says last week he couldn't be here because some of his teeth were loose. He threatens the Harris brothers for a while. The Shark keeps bugging him and interrupting his promo. He asks New Jack to wear his shark mask. Jack says that the guy's like a hemorrhoid, but tonight he's going to do it for Sharkboy because New Jack is over even in a dress and flip-flops. Great promo. And that match is up now. It's Harris brothers taking on the New Sharks. New Jack proves that he was right as he's very over with the crowd. He grabs a steel chair and dives off the apron taking out the Harris boys. He lifts the mask up and lets out a funny giggle. New Jack shows off his wrestling skill now with a slow motion back elbow. The Sharkboy gets the tag and he's given a bunch of corner clotheslines and an overhead suplex. The Harris brothers also double team him with a boot into a big wind-up slam. The Shark is now hit with the chair, but seconds later he's somehow okay and he does a net breaker. New Jack's back in legally now and he hits a back elbow and a scoop slam. And then another scoop slam from New Jack. He's putting on a wrestling clinic. He puts a steel chair on the Harris boy and then leg drops across it. For some dumb reason he decides to get another chair. He doesn't notice that the other Harris brother is back in the ring and he's picked up the chair that Jack left behind and he swats New Jack out the air with it. The Harris boys hit the H-bomb to New Jack and that's the 3. They also take out Sharkboy, and of course they feel the need to unmask him. They take off both his masks and celebrate that they've done it. They're busy gorming out when New Jack takes his own mask and covers the Shark's head with it. Sharkboy runs out the ring. He returns back with the Hulk hands to a massive ovation. The Harris boys are no match for the Hulk hands. Love this segment despite the Harris brothers winning. An interview of Kid Cash now who has the Abyss behind him. He's here to talk about paying your dues. Most people are only getting a chance because they knew or blew someone. Abyss has ADHD and he keeps smacking and ripping apart the TNA set while Cash talks. I think someone forgot his Ritalin today. Cash tells Tenay he doesn't have the right to criticise wrestlers because he isn't one. Abyss almost kills Mike Tenay to end the interview. Tenay shakes his head with disappointment. Another hype package now, this time for Eric Watts. He's somehow got a crowd of people chanting his name. He's here to talk to Scott Hudson. He announces that Eric Bischoff will be in TNA next week. Goldilocks is also saying she wants her job back as an interviewer. He tells her not to get her panties in a twist, to which Goldilocks replies that she doesn't wear panties. Oh no, the cage dancers are fighting. The nurse and a new woman who's dressed as a cheerleader are here. Once again, security break it up. Another video package for the Fallen Angel. He asks us to put his faith in him. Elix Skipper makes his way out now with a clipboard. Oh no, it's a scale. That's the smallest scale I've ever seen. Skipper says this is my house. He says he's the best athlete in the universe. Wow, he's actually taken on Amazing Red. We haven't seen this guy in like forever. This has potential to be a great match. Remember when we last saw Red? He put Raven for a table. Yeah, I think TNA forgot about that too. Red lands on his feet from a German. He also lands on his feet from a suplex and rolls up Skipper for a 2. The Amazing Red runs up his back in the corner, but he can't hit the Code Red. Skipper dumps in his nappy and bails from the ring. Red tries to baseball slide him, but smartly Skipper spins him around and DDTs him on the floor outside. The match carries on pretty nicely with Elix Skipper hitting the handstand leg drop from the corner. Red recovers with a head scissors into a DDT, and there's another DDT, this time diving from the corner. That's just a 2. Nice range of moves here. Skipper tries a powerbomb which Red turns into a Hurricanrana pin. Skipper matrixes out of the pin and kicks him. Elix for some reason decides that he needs a chair, but the ref takes that away. It almost allows Red to roll him up. For some reason the TNA producers have censored out a crowd sign. It says, "We have pride." Was this something different in 2003? Skipper wins with a smack with the scale. Match should have been a lot better. Neither guy was in a position where they could afford to lose. Don, Callis and Butterball are back this week. Callis says he's now a TNA management consultant. He reveals that Butterball has removed the Sandman from TNA. He's just here to be against hardcore wrestling. Sounds like Butterball will actually be having a match tonight against Norman Smiley. What an incredibly strange match we've got here. Smiley is still really popular with the crowd. Norman Smiley can't do much against this 500 pounder. Smiley makes this guy look really short too. Norman tries a sunset flip and it doesn't work, and Butterball tries an ass drop which doesn't work either. A really weak front slam from Butterball now. He charges at Smiley, grabs his arm. The submission doesn't work and he's side slammed. The pin doesn't get the free because he gets his foot on the rope. 4 clotheslines next that don't take the big man down, but then a 5th one from the back does. Norman Smiley does the big wiggle. Seconds later, Smiley crashes into his stomach and then Butterball finishes him off with a splash. What a weird and horrible match. This felt like it belonged in the first few episodes of TNA. Oh no, it's the gifted Glenn Gilbert with Diamond and Swinger. They call JB into the ring. Swinger complains that they didn't get a fair shot at the tag titles last week. Diamond accuses the NWA of playing favourites with America's Most Wanted. They are annoyed about some magazine column that JB wrote. They tell JB he needs to eat the paper. Borash smacks Disco in response. They're about to beat Borash down when America's Most Wanted make the save. AMW clear the ring with ease until Diamond smacks Storm with a chair. Swinger smacks Harris too. Why are we still giving time to these jobbers? Disco refuses to leave the ring until someone sanctions a match for Swinger and Diamond. Randomly, this call is answered by Raven. Raven beats them all up like the jobbers that they are. Raven calls out Shane Douglas and Father James Mitchell because they set him on fire a few weeks ago. Mitchell starts trying to cut a promo when Raven rushes them on the ramp. It's yet another brawl that isn't a match. There's just too much of this. Slash and Brian Lee attack Raven. We haven't seen them for a while either. Brian Lee looks lankier than ever now. At this rate, he won't be able to be called the Underfaker. They smash Raven into a chair, and then they do it again. Mitchell tells the New Church to do it again, and they do. No one, including security, cares about Raven. It's so inconsistent. Legend in the back telling us that he's a great Canadian athlete because heroes come and go, but legends live forever. Now it will be the match that we've been building to for 3 shows, Jarrett versus Legend, which starts straight away. Jarrett throws him out of the ring. Jarrett has wrapped up ribs like he's just taken a punch to the gut from the Hawk. Within 2 minutes, we get crowd brawling and chair shots. Jarrett misses one shot, so he just throws the chair at Legend. These last few weeks have been Jarrett at his worst. As he smacks the security members with the chair, all I can think about is stone cold slapnuts. More chair shots. Jarrett tries a diving chair shot. Thought this was going to be a ref bump then. Vince Russo's here and it leads to Just Joe hitting Jarrett in the back of the head with the bat. A 5-minute match with 20 chair shots and nothing else. This show sucks Sonny Siaki's ass. In the back, Scott Hudson is with Vince Russo, who's dressed like the night he won the WCW title. Russo says that Jarrett is out of the title picture due to losing to Legend. He ends his promo saying that wrestlers are stupid. D'Lo Brown's in the ring now. He's with his hen coop from earlier. I guess they fixed it. He's supposed to be getting 5 minutes with Vince Russo. Russo doesn't look too excited to get in the ring with him. He tries to walk away, but one geek stops him. With exactly 5 minutes left of the show, Russo climbs in the ring, but straight away AJ Styles sneaks in too and fights D'Lo. The stipulation was supposed to be 5 minutes alone with Russo. Why make stipulations if you're not going to bother going through with them? Styles is shut in the chicken coop when Siaki in a beanie jumps D'Lo, but D'Lo handcuffs Siaki to the ring ropes. Now Trinity is here. D'Lo gives her a brutal sky high. Oh, not this guy again. Legend's here. D'Lo throws him into the chicken coop. AJ Styles breaks through the cage like the Incredible Hulk. D'Lo will now get beat down by 5 people. AJ gives him the Styles Clash and they do a fake 3 count. As AJ Styles has him in a deathlock, Russo says we'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. I've noticed this was a catchphrase he was trying to get over at this point. It didn't work. Tenay and West are screaming that we need an authority figure in TNA, a storyline which has been running for 3 months. Russo tells us this is New York style. They put D'Lo in the chicken coop to end the show. Not good. Way too many brawls and bad book matches. And I really hate it when a company promises something and they don't go through with it. How am I supposed to believe anything they say in the future? And if you don't agree with that, I'll use your girl to practice